be having things like Dark Knight and Ninja and these secondary classes made eventually. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I kind of want to work toward Dark Knight, so I did. I spent my entire time playing as Orion, working towards like making him not the most magically capable, but learning. And then once he had that limitation taking off him, that's when I had him converted into a monsterkin, where he realized, oh yeah, no, I wasn't a beastkin, I was actually a kitsunekin. I willingly took a hit to his potential growth within the Union, preventing him from going any higher than he is now to further this idea. Then I spent months finding teachers, building roleplay, trying to get people who could teach me how to use Umbromancy, how to do Pyromancy. I was literally the first person to get.
I don't see what the problem is. Continue with your Dark Knight roleplay. Nobody's saying you can't be a Dark Knight.
No, but
let me ask you on a technical question then.
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you arguing about the selective availability for Dark Knight starting out?
What do you mean by that?
As in, right now, the only person that Melna can outright say who will get the
fact that you have to go to a lair
would be a lair. Are you saying that you're not accepting that only a lair at first?
I'm fine with a lair being the first person to get it. I'm absolutely fine with that. My issue is that all the development of my character is essentially locked from doing it, because one of the things he takes over everything else is oaths. He swore an oath, he does not break them, he does not lie to people. So
if you want Dark Knight, you will break your oath.
Having this thing like for that he's been working on since the beginning essentially said, no, this, you can't do this because it'll completely go against everything your character's already been built toward for his entire journey.
Well, it doesn't sound like he built the Dark Knight thing. Like, if your character is based on never breaking an oath and all that stuff, that's the complete opposite.
No,
that's a knight.
No, he's all about self-sacrifice and all that while taking the dirtier path. He's more like a Dark Knight from 14, where it's about doing what's right and but still putting yourself above others. Or not yourself, putting yourself at risk for others.
You're also judging Crosswind's Dark Knight based on Final Fantasy XIV, which isn't necessarily the same thing.
But to be fair, a lot of things were based on 14, and it was explained to me way back when hearing about these secondary.
Final Fantasy 11.
Okay, even still, Final Fantasy 11 still.
And Ragnarok Online.
Yeah, well, even still, both.
And if we want to go really deep into it, I based it off of Final Fantasy 4, and Raven can tell you all about that.
Okay, well, even still, in Final Fantasy 4, like, that Dark Knight, it does some evil shit, but even the Dark Knight, Cecil, however you want to pronounce it, like, he eventually becomes a paladin again. And if you've played the
right,
yeah, because he stops doing evil.
Because he stops doing evil stuff,
but
and he gives up the darkness.
He can go back and forth.
No, he can't.
Yes, in the Game Boy Advance version, where they add more to the game, you can actually switch them back and forth.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
that's a game mechanic, though.
Let me make a suggestion.
You go back to Mount Ordeal, and you can take up the blade you left behind to switch back to Dark Knight and go back and forth. He doesn't become evil to do it. Dark Knight is essentially...
Okay, well, we're still... This is all irrelevant, because you're talking about somebody else's, thing.
Like, all that I'm trying to say is that...
The Dark Knight in our lore is written up as a heretic knight that has abandoned their oaths and their things to betray others.
Ultimately, I find this. I don't think...
They're fucking Zom Knights. They're like Chaos Knights.
I feel a CBS class should not be reflective to the roleplay. You can have player trainers. That's fine. I actually like that idea, and I think it should go a step further, and the player trainers are actually how you get the ability stones as as opposed to paying SP at one of those ferries.
Well,
I think-
you've switched
So
what you're saying, like,
But what? No, the entire point I was trying to get at was I don't like the idea of it being faction law.
well, it's if you want it. I'm sorry, but
But it's
there's a
not-
story and a lore
but
that you have to adhere to.
The reason why I say it shouldn't be faction locked is
You just went on. You just went on a whole big thing about how you need to respect the story and the people role playing in it, and you have to, and you're going to need to respect my story and what I wrote. And I'm telling you, the Magi would not accept a heretic knight that uses Zom chaos magic and sacrifices their own blood and their faction. Besides, that also goes with the whole motif of how a Dark Knight becomes a Dark Knight because they turn their backs on their oaths. They would turn their backs on the Union, or they would have to hide it from the Union. And that is your drama that you have to roleplay with.
And that's why I clarified it, because as I spoke,
I don't know what to tell
out-
you. We just disagree. I'm sorry.